Welcome to the Arkansas Head Start Association's website. My name is Jackie Govan and I am the Director for the Head Start State Collaboration Office. We are in the process of revamping our website and we're trying to make it user-friendly, very colorful, and making sure that all of your needs are met. So first, before I get into any content at all, let me start off by saying Happy New Year. We know that 2020 was a rough year for everybody with the COVID-19 pandemic. So let's start our conversation today with COVID-19. As of Monday, January the 23rd, 2021, the COVID report is as follows. We have 228,410 confirmed cases. We also have 12,921 active cases. And the recoveries include, the numbers are 211,684. Now this is the part that really gets me because we want everyone to recover, but that is not what has happened in 2020 or the beginning of 2021, and we're still in January. The death in the state of Arkansas is 3,778. So I want to ask each of you to join me in a moment of silence to all those families who have lost loved ones in the state of Arkansas and across the nation. Because this is a hard thing, you know, some of us who may not have lost anybody, it's truly detrimental to hear of all the death due to this virus. So please, let's just take a moment of silence, for those who have died from COVID-19. Thank you for joining in with me to do that special honor. Due to the COVID-19, we have experienced sickness, we have experienced, I just told you, death, hunger, evictions. While all of those people have died, we are still suffering here in the state of Arkansas. We have virtual learning. Some of the programs, the centers are closed, some are open, some are doing both. We have rescheduling and cancellation. Our face-to-face has turned into what I would refer to as Zooming. And so, but all is not lost for us because we do have the vaccine. We have 2 vaccines and we have another one that's coming out with Johnson & Johnson, which is a 1-dose vaccine. And so we have to hold on to the faith that things will get better, and we all have to work together in order to do that. So just because the vaccines are out, it does not mean that you stop wearing a mask. It does not mean that you stop washing your hands, and it doesn't mean that we all stop social distance. So please remember to continue to do those things as we fight together to end this pandemic. I also want to talk a little bit about what's new for 2021. Despite the odds of all the things that we've gone through, I would like to take this opportunity to say congratulations to our new president, Joe Biden, and our vice president, Kamala Harris. Congratulations to you both. Thank you for taking on this pandemic and leading us, showing great leadership in helping us to end this pandemic. I also want to talk a little bit about the Office of Head Start appointment. Dr. Brochure left her office a couple of weeks ago. We will truly miss her. She has just been amazing in pulling public schools and Head Start together, putting collaboration at the forefront, supporting the Head Start State Collaboration Directors all across the country. So Dr. Brochure, we thank you, we will miss you, and please, we hope that you will keep in contact with all of us. I do want to announce something else that's new for 2021. We have a new TNTA people with the new TA system by ICF. Cheryl Angel will be referred to as the Region 6 System Specialist, and she will be working with us on a number of things. I'll tell you about that in a minute. And then also the people who have been assigned to Arkansas include Amy Ferguson, Everybody knows who Amy is, Tamara Bricky, and then also Tanya Mays. So we hope to see these three people at our association meetings as we continue to move throughout the year for 2021. We're going to have new national centers. There's so much that's going on, not just in Arkansas and for Arkansas, but across the country. As soon as we get the list for the new national centers, I will be more than happy to share that with you. And for the first time in Region 6, we have a new family engagement specialist. His name is William Scott, and we welcome William Scott as part of the Dallas Regional Office. That's really, really exciting. We put families at the forefront. If it wasn't for the children we serve, we would not be connected with the family. So we are very well connected, and William, I tell you, you have your job cut out for you. But you have a lot of support, especially in Region 6. We will be there to support you. Also, there's more support that's coming from the president individually as well as for families with the stimulus package. And then also there's more funding for the programs for COVID release through the CARES Act. So look forward to those. So let me talk a little bit about some program initiatives as well. Homelessness. Due to COVID, our homeless numbers have increased dramatically, and we have to address that. We are not only working in the state of Arkansas, but we're working with our program system specialist, as I mentioned before, Cheryl Angel in Region 6. She's trying to put together a toolkit and then identify the needs in all 5 states to make it better for all of us as we address homelessness. I am working with the State Department of Education, or Division of Elementary and Secondary Ed, and we are really trying to target getting the numbers of children birth to 5 so that we've created a partnership in order to have those children placed in Head Start program. We see some of the gaps were, the turnover in school district Kenti-Vento liaisons, and then also the liaisons trying to reach out to people in the Head Start program. So Head Start is moving forward with all of the directors in the state have identified a homeless liaison in their program, and this will be the contact person for the school district liaison. We're going to update both lists, and then both lists will be sent to the school district liaison, and then both lists will be sent to the Head Start programs. We are so excited. We are also planning different Zoom meetings to make the connection with the new people that's coming in as school district liaison. So Danielle Davis, I have thoroughly enjoyed working with her because we're truly trying to make it happen in Arkansas. The project that we did, I think it was about 1.5 years ago with Dr. Brochure, we did get out of 600 and some children birth to 5. Now, those were the ones that were reported. The numbers were higher than that, but we were able to place 101 children into the Head Start program. It's awesome, but we still had about almost 500 that had not been placed. So we're working to do better. We're trying to work smarter as well as harder. So we need everybody working together with that. Collaboration is the big thing for 2021, as always, and the Arkansas Head Start State Collaboration Office will be collaborating with Arkansas PBS. We are continuing with our Fatherhood Initiative, and we're going to be working with Arkansas PBS to incorporate some programs for our fathers across the state. So we're really excited about that. We also will be working with the Arkansas Imagination Library. That's where books are sent to the home. Doesn't cost families anything. They fill out the application, and then of course the books help the children to create a library in their home. So when we reach 100% in all 75 counties, then of course Dolly Parton will be coming to Arkansas, and we look forward to that day for her to tell about how she got started with Dolly Parton Imagination Library, and hopefully she'll do a concert for us too. So that's something that we really look forward to. We also are changing things up in our child find system as well as disability services. We have several committees that's working to improve the connections with Head Start as well as, with the State Department of Education. The next item is our racial equity. Now, despite the official ending of segregation in the 1960s, there remains a long-standing separation of communities and inequities in community resources, resulting in Black and Latino having higher poverty rates than the white neighborhoods. So what that means is these communities face significant barriers to childcare, to quality education, even more so since the COVID pandemic is in place. I'm sure the numbers have trickled. So the most common barriers that we look at are four things. Number one, affordability, access, looking at supply, and then of course there's that word again, quality of care that's being provided to, especially, not just Black or Latino, but all children who have been born into poverty and are being raised in poverty. I was a product of, poverty in, the Delta part of Arkansas. And you don't have to stay there. And we have to work together to make sure that they don't stay there. The research shows that children who grew up in poverty are also likely to develop chronic illnesses such as asthma, obesity. The latter part can also lead to further health problems such as diabetes and heart disease, as well as problems in educational and cognitive development. We have to break this cycle of poverty and educational racial disparities. So the purpose of that little introduction was to talk to you a little bit about, what we're trying to do about it here in Arkansas. We have put together a racial brochure, and we're in the process of disseminating those throughout the state of Arkansas. If you need any of the racial brochures, please contact our office. You can contact Deanna Howell or myself, email us, or give us a call. All the information is on the website, and we will definitely get that number. We will pull those and count those out for you. Thanks to Project Launch for paying for us to have over 10,000 copies of the brochure. So now we're trying to get it out to disseminate it. When I talk about eliminating disparities, that brings us up to stepping up to racial equity in Arkansas. That's one of the professional development models that we have put in place. We did this in 2018, and we're trying to get funding for it now. What is it? Well, it's a professional development model that has 5 steps. And those steps include public awareness, where we look at microaggression, implicit bias. Sometimes we have biases, we all do, that we may not be aware of. And then we never see the effects of how it is translated to other people, to children. So this is what we're trying to do to make sure people are aware. And we will be using a proficiency continuum model that for teachers and administrators. The second model is for the teacher workforce, for us to really look at what's going on in the classroom. Are all children being taught the same? Is that equality or is that equity? We have to really distinguish, are teachers teaching to their culture or the culture that makes up the diversity in their classroom? These are some real serious questions that need to be answered. The third step is for parents. What are we doing for our parents to show that engagement is taking place and they know what their children are learning? The fourth step is for administrators. The leadership is very important. And what racial equity policies do you have to secure the staff that you have and protect the staff that you have on board? And then the fifth and final step would be for legislators. It is so important that we talk to legislators about what is happening across the state and how racial equity plays an important role in the education of all of our children. All of our children. So these are critical things. So if you want to learn more about stepping up to racial equity, we have for the first time this year 6 degrees to racial equity in our early childhood education program. Now what that is, that's going to start next month, February. We're going to have a seminar every other month. The first one will talk to you about the model and what it means for Arkansas. The second webinar, we will invite our state partners in to talk about their commitment to racial equity and what do we really need to do in order, not reduce, but to eliminate the racial disparities that we're faced with in Arkansas. That's going to be a big one. And then also the third webinar will be for parents. We're going to have a parent panel where we really do listen to parents and see what their needs are as it relates to our professional development model. You know, a lot of time Head Start is required to provide professional development for their families of the children who are enrolled in their program. Well, we need to do that statewide. Families need to be educated about the process and what education should look like and things that they should and can be doing at home. And then the next one would be teachers. We're going to have a teachers panel. The next one would be administrators. We're going to have an administrators panel. And then, of course, it's very similar to the models, the 5 steps. The sixth webinar will be for legislators. We will get to hear from legislators. We're going to have one of our consultants from Washington via Zoom. It's going to be virtual. But to talk about the importance of policy on the legislative level and what that looks like and how it trickles down and makes a difference in the program. So we got a lot of stuff planned for this year, and I hope everyone is on board so that we can move forward and we can all do this together. So I know that's a lot, but I'm going to share a couple announcements with you. March the 5th is our School Readiness Summit. We didn't get to have it last year due to COVID. It will be virtual. We have the same setup. This will be our 9th one, even though we didn't have it last year. It'll be the 10th year, but the 9th summit. So we will be focusing on transition to kindergarten. We're going to be looking at professional learning communities, and then we're going to have someone to really share some examples of what that looks like, because that's the work that they're actually doing now. So a lot to be excited about. Because we're doing it virtual, we will not have exhibitors, but exhibitors have committed to supporting us by providing door prizes, and so I'll tell you a little bit more about that as we plan for the summit. Also, opioid and substance use. This is a first for Arkansas too. Head Start is taking the lead on April the 6th to talk about the importance of opioid and substance use, looking at prevention and treatment, and then how the regional representatives will work with our Head Start program. We're going to expand from that to reach out not just for Head Start, but to all early childhood program, because we really do want to see that families, staff, children, all are taken care of and that it's being addressed. Because even, again, I know you've heard me say this throughout this presentation, due to the pandemic, people are hurting. People are hurting really bad. But that doesn't mean that you start taking opioids or, substance use. And then, of course, our Arkansas Head Start Association Institute, it is now scheduled for August 31st through September the 3rd. I'm not even going to mention the past dates because that's where we focused on now. I know some of you will think that it's not a good time because, school starts back like the middle to the end of August. That's all we have to deal with now through the contracts that we have with Robinson Center and the Doubletree. And they have promised me if we have any other cancellations later September or October, they will let us know. But that is the date that we're going to be working with. Some of the special things that we're going to be dealing with is still we're in the 55th year for Head Start. So we will be celebrating 55 years for Head Start. We have 3 dynamic speakers. Michael Jr.'s presentation is going to be a blast for all of us. Through all the pain that we all have suffered through COVID, through losing loved ones, it's going to really make a difference, to hear his presentation and how he relates it to, early childhood education, his own personal experiences. It's going to be a plus for all of us. We will have Kevin Barnes will be the speaker at our celebration, and he can easily relate to the 55 years because I think Lakeshore has just as many years as well. So we're really excited about that. And we also have Mark Shriver. We're waiting to approve him again because we've given him so many dates, but we're sure because of this 55-year celebration that he will be able to attend. So other things to remember about the conference: we did not have a conference last year, so we didn't do a fundraiser, but we're doing one now, and we have these masks available with the logo And it has the Head Start 55 years logo on there. So we're really excited about that. We also have our wonderful t-shirt. The masks are $10. And then of course, this is our wonderful Head Start 55 year t-shirt. So you'll be all set if you get the mask and the t-shirt. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful together? All of those colors, they match together. And then too, I mentioned that you can get the brochures. I meant to show you this when I was talking about it, but this is the racial equity brochure that will be going out all across the state. We have a removable bookmark that you can use. It shows the model that I talked about. It shows our 5 goals, and then it shows the resources as well as our state committee advisory council. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming to our website. If we can be of any assistance to you during this year, we're going to try to definitely make it a better year. We want to send out thank yous to the exhibitors. We want to all of our state partners, and especially to our Head Start and Early Head Start program. I'm telling you, you guys are just on top of it. I know there's trying times. I know there's difficulties when a virus breaks out in your program. You have to shut the classroom down. You have to shut the program down. You have to make adjustments. You have to do virtual. So I want to take this opportunity again to say thank you, and we appreciate you. And I know the families do as well. So keep up the good work. You know that Deanna and I are here for you. If there's any way that we can help to make your life better in your program, that's what we're here for. So thank you all for tuning in. And again, Happy New Year. Make it a good one.